When I was 16 years old, I realized if I wanted to become a professional footballer, I needed to improve fast. So I wrote down every training drill I needed to do and spent the next few months training 3 times every single day. The only problem is, after all of that, I still sucked.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
So I had to go back to the drawing board, which is when I realized this. Oh, sorry, not that. I realized I should just train less. Which is exactly what I did, and less than 2 years later, my dream came true. So today, I'm gonna help you do the same. I'm revealing 5 strategies I wish I knew way sooner that are gonna help you improve faster than you ever have by simply training less. And trust me, if these worked for me back then, they're guaranteed to work for you too. So let's start with strategy number 1. When you're training, it becomes easy to think that the longer you go, the better you're going to become. Right now, you think your results look like this. For every minute you spend at the field, you improve a little bit more, and it keeps going up. So if you train for 10 minutes, you get a little bit better. 90 minutes, now that's some good improvement. So why not go for 3 hours? Wouldn't you get 2 times better? You see, it doesn't work like that. The graph does shoot up at the start, but at some point, this graph slows down. It starts to curve, and as time goes on, your improvement gets smaller and smaller to the point where there's no improvement, but the craziest part is that it doesn't even stop there. If you train for 3 hours, the amount of fatigue your body is under is so high that the drills you're doing will be executed much slower than usual, meaning you're not really improving if you're doing drills at half speed. And if you're training 4, 5, 6 hours straight, like some people do, and you're doing that consistently, the graph starts to fall. Normally, this is called negative returns, but if you're training this far past your peak, it's called injuries. Now, it might all seem a bit complicated, but I'll explain. Have you ever eaten a pizza before where as you started eating, it was the most amazing pizza you've ever had? Crispy, cheese melting in your mouth with each bite. But as you continue to eat this pizza, you get a few slices in and the effect starts to wear off. What was at the start an incredible experience becomes like a chore. Each bite fills you up more and more, up to the point where you're so full, you can't stomach one more piece. Well, much like the pizza, the beginning of your training feels great. As you warm up and go through the drills, you experience improvements, concentration, energy. You can feel yourself getting better with every rep. But as you go on, 20, 30, 60 minutes, that excitement starts to wear off. This is what's known as the law of diminishing returns. It's a fancy name, but it's really simple. Now, you wouldn't eat pizza when you're full, right? So why do you keep training if the drills are sloppy, your concentration is lacking, and your legs aren't keeping up? I used to find myself pushing through this point because I thought that if I only went for 2 or 3 hours, I could prove to myself that I've done enough that I will improve. But this can end up doing more harm than good. And before I explain why, there's a difference between pushing through when your legs are tired and pushing through when your body literally cannot go on. So just don't get those 2 things confused. Because now you understand how training longer might even be making you worse. The next 3 strategies are going to give you steps you can take today and start doing immediately to shorten your training and experience the fastest improvement. That is until strategy 5, which is the final step to tie everything together, which shares the biggest secret that I wish I had at 16. However, if you don't understand how to save time in your sessions, then just knowing strategy 5 will get you nowhere. But first, it's time for strategy 2. Because you've probably heard people tell you to train smarter and harder. And while that's true, you may be following this completely wrong. Because trying to cut down the time you train just like that is harder than you think. Take it from me. When I was 16, I spent 3 to 4 hours straight training, whether that was on my own or with others. And most people are doing that, fine. But here's the problem. As I was resting between drills, I was always scrolling for 5, 10, 15 minutes before I remembered what I was actually doing. But I still included the time for my sessions, and I bet you're doing this too.
Yo, how was training today?
It was good, bro. I trained for 2.5 hours. I was so tired after. It was such a good.
Damn, how'd you go for so long?
You're not training, you're wasting time. The 2.5 hours you spent at the field was only between 60 to 90 minutes of actual quality training. What if I told you that this isn't your fault and that the problem can be fixed as easily as it started? Here's what I mean. Have you ever had homework due in 2 weeks? You get it given and immediately forget about it because hey, there's still 2 weeks to go. But you end up sat there the night before realizing you haven't even started. This is called Parkinson's Law. However long you give yourself to do something is how long you will take, and your training is the same. Let's say you go to the pitch with 3 hours to spare. You don't really need to train for 3 hours, so you say you'll be 2 hours and back home. But knowing you have extra time, you do everything slower. You walk to get the balls after a set, you spend a little bit more time resting. And without realizing, your quick 2-hour session turned into 3. And while training for longer might look cool, it's not really helping you improve at all. But to fix it, is simple. If you can shorten your sessions by only allowing yourself 1 hour instead of 3, not only does it stop you from wasting time, but the session will end before you can experience the fall off in energy and concentration that I talked about in strategy 1. So by combining these two strategies together, every session you do from now on will be shorter, but you will get the same, maybe even more benefit from the actual training. However, don't take this advice literally. Shorter sessions are better, but training for 5 minutes isn't going to get you to a pro academy. Looking at this graph, the most optimal time to train is the time it takes you to reach this peak, training at full intensity. For me, that's usually between 60 to 90 minutes with rest periods throughout. But this changes for everybody, so don't copy me. Try for yourself and listen to your body. Over time, you should be able to train for longer and longer as you improve your stamina. Now, shortening the amount of time you have to train is great, but actually doing it is another story. See, back when I tried this, I was playing on my high school team, the B team by the way. Every time I was at the field, I would go on my phone and go onto YouTube, trying to find the training video I was about to do in my session. But sometimes it took me longer than the actual drill just to find it in the video. This was a problem, and not only was it wasting my time at training, but I ran out of phone data all the time. And of course, I had no money to buy more. So for the rest of the month, I had to come up with my training sessions on the spot. This was the most annoying thing every single month. If only I had realized how simple the solution actually was. Which brings me on to strategy number 3. Plan your trainings. You see, not only was I wasting time back then, but I didn't improve at all. Not until I learned this strategy. So I'm gonna show you step by step how I plan out my sessions to save time and energy, allowing me to actually focus on the training. So you can start doing this yourself, because it all starts back at home. Before you go out to train, step 1 is to find the session that you're going to do, whether that's a PDF with drills, a course you bought, or a YouTube video. If you're not sure, then definitely the best training is my free training masterclass. I mean, there's 3 training plans and a 30-day training schedule. And did I mention it's free? I want to put everything that I wish I knew back when I was ass at football. That would have helped me sign to a pro academy months, even years earlier. So if you struggle to know what training is going to help you improve, go to the top link in the description and go check it out after this video. And after you do that, let's move on to step 2. As you're packing your training bag, maybe you're eating something, hit screen record and let the video play out in the background. You're killing time while the video does the work. When the recording is done, it's time for step 3. Go into the Photos app and cut up each individual drill that you're going to do, just like this. Once you're done with that, the 4th and final step is to put all these videos into a notes app. And above each one, type out the name of the drill and the time you take to do it, or the sets and reps you do it in. Now you have on one small note everything you need to train. You don't waste data, time, or energy looking for drills at the field, but you can take things a step further to become even more efficient. What I like to do is plan my training for the week every Sunday before the week starts. So every day I can just go to the field with the training ready for me to start straight away, and that strategy there has been the biggest time saver I've ever used in my training. But this video is not just about saving time, it's about improving faster than everyone else. So this next strategy is gonna help you with exactly that. I call it the value ladder. And to help you understand it easily, I have a quiz for you. Let's say you have 30 minutes. You could A, play FIFA, B, freestyle juggling, C, meditate, or D, play a game of pickup. Now, there's only one right answer, but before I tell you what it is, I'm gonna explain why this concept will completely change how you live every single day. Imagine every task you could do is ranked on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being that it doesn't really help your game, and 10 being the most beneficial thing you can do. Something like playing FIFA or doom scrolling would go at a 1. Something like playing pickup or going to team training would be a 10. All of these activities go for the exact same amount of time, but the benefits that you get out them could be the difference between someone that goes pro and someone that never improves at all. For example, doom scrolling for a few hours is going to fry your attention span, whereas playing pickup for a few hours is what Messi did every single day. And I'm pretty sure Messi wasn't okay. But with this in mind, let's revisit the quiz. Which one would you do? Because if you were to rank each one of these on a scale, it will leave me with FIFA at 1, freestyle juggling at maybe a 7, meditating somewhere around a 5, and pickup a 10. And I think the answer speaks for itself. Now, those numbers aren't exact, and just because pickup is better doesn't mean that meditation is bad. You should be meditating and doing freestyle juggling, but if you have to choose between these and pickup, the answer is clear. So here's the method I use every single day to figure out which activities are the most beneficial and which ones I should avoid. First, grab a pen and paper and list out everything you do day to day. I'll follow things like individual training, pickup, team training, weekend matches, meditating, visualizing, all the way down to the simple stuff: eating, brushing your teeth, showering, sleeping, and even the things you're not so proud of, like the TikTok scrolling and video games. Next step, rank each activity from 1 to 10, just like I did before. Now you're gonna rank all those activities next to it with numbers 1 to 10. And once you're done, rewrite your list to have the highest scoring activity at the top and the lowest at the bottom. My final list will look something like this. By doing this quick exercise, you get a crystal clear idea of the activities you should be doing more of and the ones you should be cutting out completely. I can see here I should be playing more pickup and I should be watching less TikTok. You can then repeat this for your training. For every drill you spend time doing in a week, you can rank these from 1 to 10 based on how much you think it helps you improve in your position. Do those penalties really help as much as you tell yourself? And when you've done that, not only do you understand the best habits you should be doing in a week, but the best training drills to focus on for the fastest improvement. And now you're pretty much ready to go and train the fastest and best you ever have. But wait, because there's one last strategy that brings everything else together. You see, without strategy 5, all the techniques I've shown you today will go completely to waste. There's a problem with the training that gets shown to you online. People are showing you drills, tips, and tricks, but they fail to tell you the one ingredient to your training that actually makes any of that work. Because even if you go out and train at a high intensity for 1 hour today, if you don't do anything the next day and the next day, you won't improve. And I know this is a problem because I did this too. If you haven't realized already, this video is simply sharing my mistakes back when I was 16, so you don't have to make them yourself. And the biggest thing that held me back for months, even years, was inconsistency. I would train 30 minutes on Monday, 4 hours on Tuesday, and I wouldn't even train on Wednesday because my legs were tired, and this went on every week. If you want to make progress, you must first understand how to actually do it. Imagine there was 2 footballers with the same goal to do 30 juggles. Both have never juggled a football before, so they need to put in the work. Footballer A juggles for 1 hour the first day. By the end of that day, they can do 10 juggles, but the next few days are all over the place. A day off, 3 hours one day, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Now, before I tell you where this gets them, let's move on to footballer B. This player sets a schedule from day 1, 90 minutes a day, every morning, never to miss a day. And they stick to that. Day 1, 10 juggles, just like footballer A. Day 2, 15. Day 3, 18. And in only a week, they hit their target of 30. Now, I'm not saying these are realistic numbers, but just take a look at the difference in progress. Because as footballer B was climbing steadily with consistent practice, footballer A's progress looked like this. Which is why having the ability to show up every single day and stay consistent is gonna help you improve faster than anything else in football. You don't need to be perfect every day, but making a habit of at least getting 1% better each day puts you ahead of almost every other player out there. You can plan out your trainings, shorten the time you spend at the field, but if you only train a couple times a week, you don't play pickup and skip team trainings, you won't improve at all. So if you wanna train less and still improve fast, this is the only guide you'll ever need to be able to do that. If this video helped you, subscribe. And if you're not seeing the results you want from your training right now, go and watch this video next where I share 3 of my most powerful training plans with drills and breakdowns so you never have to worry about what training to actually be doing ever again. I'll see you inside. Click and watch that video.